Gets to be a long day doing near nothing these days, every day like Sunday now with the slow down street of pandemic time. Sunday, even more so, of course. You can walk the block for blocks and blocks, not see a soul but a few, one or two hunkered down in doorways waiting for the warmth of morning. That's if I go out at all, braving the cold and the COVID for smokes or an errand I couldn't get around to maintain my quality of life. Living existence these days being a slow pass of minutes come days, of not a lot today different than yesterday. Not a lot different than the day before, but in the long, long run of humanity, hasn't it always been, for more of time than not, the slow, gray passing of days, the tick away of lifetimes? More now than before again, but before that centuries and eons of men and women marching to the great beyond. Farmers and tillers and hunters and gatherers, one day much the same as the next, you rise when the world rises. When the sun that warms the earth, that cradles the living life for a few hours more, and darkness comes again, and tomorrow. I read most of a book once that talked about the social evolution of the species before a consciousness that bore a language. And they walked the world without a home, and what there was to eat or drink was found somewhere between the here and there. Before the time of stable shelter, seeds in the ground, and sheep led to slaughter, and wealth collected, and merchants, and money, and you know it went downhill from there. And I read through the time of fable become religion and war, and nation states and armies and war and technologies and the spoilage and the spoils. And I never finished that book. I suppose I knew where it was going. What were you expecting? A life safe from sadness? I know a woman who says there is something wrong with the universe if one animal eats another. If brutality and carnage and death exist, why should we have to die, she says. It's not fair, she says. We must invent a cure, she says. I wish her luck with that, or some way to adjust to the thing. Sometimes you gotta swim downstream. It's how we punctuate the sentence, how we serve the term, where we pause, what we remember to smell. We all get life walking in, death sentences around when all is said and done. How are you going to make it memorable? What will you want to forget?